So the thing that I want to talk about today is mainly around, like, you always hear me obviously talking about follow-up and harping on about follow-up. Other than follow-up, like, the number one most important thing is like conviction, and having that conviction in your voice when you're speaking to people, right? And that's even something that obviously Andy's picked up with the new guys, like in terms of just going into that call and having the confidence and conviction to really get the outcome that you want, right? And conviction is really anything. Like, people talk about attitude and having a great attitude and all that stuff. Like, all that shit is secondary to having a very, very strong conviction. And like, that's something that starts before you even making that call. Like, you need to be really certain that whatever it is that you're pitching to that person is a really good solution. If you're not like really certain that that's the best thing for him, there is absolutely no way that you're ever gonna get that deal done, right? And it's like, whoever has the most conviction will always win on those calls. And it's something that you really need to think about going in there, is like, no, I know this is a great solution. And then just thinking about, okay, once this person says no to me, because they will, right? What else is it that they're going to do to help them to get to the outcome that they're trying to get to? Like, they've already told me that they're at 2 leads per month and they want to get to 30. If they say no to me, then what is the road that they're going to go down to help them reach that outcome? Right? And going through that all in your head before you even jump on that call, right? And then you jump on the call and he's like, yeah, thanks for sending me out the proposal. I'm just going to leave it right now. Okay, sure. So what are you going to do that's going to help you get to the 30 leads right now that you need to get to? Or we're just going to keep plodding along as we are. Sure. Well, you mentioned to me when we first spoke that you've been doing that for 6 to 12 months. So what do you think is going to change, like, in the next 3 months that hasn't changed in the last 12 months? Oh yeah, right. Because look, basically it's all good. Like, I can take a no as easy as I can take a yes. It's completely fine if you don't want to go ahead with this, but just know that you're not saying no to King Kong. You're saying no to reaching your goals, because there's nothing that's going to magically happen that's going to help you start getting triple the amount of referrals than what you're currently getting, right? So like, realistically, like, what do you think has arrived you in that decision for you guys not to want to go ahead? Is it the money? Yes, I agree. It's definitely the money. Okay. So what is it specifically about the money that you're trying to get your head around? It's just too much money. Like, I can't afford to spend $6,000 per month right now on that. Sure, well look, as we discussed, like, your average client is worth $3,000, right? And there's 2,700 people searching for exactly what it is that you do every single month in Melbourne. If we can help you get, you know, an extra 2 to 3 clients, then this more than pays for itself. So do you see how that you could make the money make sense? Yeah, it's just too much. I physically don't have that money in my bank account. Sure. So then what would the price need to be in order for us to get something started for you guys? Oh, look, realistically, we could afford to spend probably $2,500 a month. Okay, sure. And so what is that based on? That's just based on how much money that I have and that I've got. Like, okay, cool. Well, look, I definitely couldn't do something for $2,500 a month, right? But what I could do is look at putting you something together at $3,200 a month. And basically that's not going to be the same thing that we discussed at the 6K, but what it will allow you to do is for us to get the wheels turning, yeah? To get you some momentum, get some leads coming in. And then as soon as you land your first 1 or 2 clients, then give me a call back and I'll get you up to that level where you really need to be at in order to spend this, right? I've just crushed the price objection, okay? And then the other excuses are gonna come out. Yeah, look, that sounds all good, but I still need to think about it. Sure, like, what is it specifically that you need to think about it other than the price? And then the real objection is gonna come up, right? So it's just like, you can hear the conviction in my voice. Like, I'm so sold. I'm like a pit bull on that call, trying to get to the outcome, right? It's gonna try to help them get to where it is that they want to go. But I know that there's gonna be lots of things that and you can hear it also as well as that conviction. The double side to that is the believability in what you're saying, right? If you don't believe and if you're not sold and if you don't have a lot of conviction around what it is that you're pitching to that person, then you won't sound believable. And the crazy thing is, when you speak to other people, when you hear other people pitching from other agencies and all this other stuff, like, the reality of it is that, like, no one sounds believable. And it's because they're not sold on the outcome themselves, right? And like for me, like I am so sold on what we do as a business and the solution that we provide that, you know, I'm not sold that it's like 100% of the time it's gonna get that person to the outcome that they wanna get, which is like 5, 10 new clients per month. There's a lot of variables that's gonna determine that, but I'm 100% sold that our solution is gonna position them in the best place to help them get that outcome. And I'm gonna educate them about that, and I'm gonna be honest and open with them about that. So then they can see that I have very high levels of conviction, but I'm also believable because I'm showing them the blemishes or I'm telling them the risks and I'm making them aware of the downside before we even go through the whole process. So everything that I'm saying, it's like they're putting the tick mark off, okay, that makes sense. And this guy's believable. Like I can trust him because he's telling me that this is not like 100% guaranteed I should go and open a high interest bank account because I'm gonna be making millions of dollars overnight, right? And that comes across in the way that you speak, in how you deal with everything that you've got. And that is like the fundamental, like you have to have that conviction. And you have it when someone's not a great fit in telling them, look, this isn't a great fit. Like you sell eyelash extensions and they're $70 a pop. There isn't any really universe that we would be able to run paid traffic and make this make sense for you, right? Believe me, I thought that we could help you. I would definitely send you out a prop, but we're not gonna be a great fit. So that might not be what you want to hear on this call, but like I'm the merchant of truth and I'll be telling you the truth on this thing. I'm not here to just cash grab, bring you on board, say that you're gonna be selling 1,000 eyelash extensions a day. That's not how this thing's gonna go down. Right, so unfortunately I won't be able to help you, but look, this is basically, I would definitely suggest that this is the area that you should look at. Influencer marketing is the only thing for you. There is no other way that paid advertising is gonna stack up when you're selling $70 eyelashes, like $70 eyelash extensions, right? I wish it would, but it's not going to, so this is the direction that I suggest you go in, right? When you start to turn people down, and then you get on the phone with a financial planner or a property investment guy or anyone that sells something that's high ticket, that conviction is there. Oh yeah, it's just expensive. Man, what do you mean it's expensive? You need to get 1 or 2 deals and this whole thing makes sense. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, can't you see that the numbers stack up? Like, you do oak flooring and the average job is 30 grand, and I'm telling you that you need to spend 12 grand on marketing a month. And all you need to do is get 1 job and this would pay for itself. And there's 3,600 people just in Melbourne alone looking for oak flooring. Like something's not making sense for me. Isn't very, very clear? Yeah, it's just expensive. Look, I apologize because I probably hasn't explained something correctly here. There's 3,600 people looking for your product and service every month in Melbourne alone, and your average job is 30K. So what do you mean it's expensive? Doesn't make sense to me. It's the conviction. I'm not going into, I see how you could find that expensive and no. Like I have got the certainty, I've got the conviction that this is not expensive, right? I'm still not gonna I'm not gonna disagree with them. I'm not gonna bump heads and they're like, oh, this is expensive, you know, and I'm not gonna say, no, it's not expensive. I'm gonna go to build the value and they still can't get a handle. I understand why you say it's expensive, but like what would the price need to be in order for this to make sense for you? Yeah, but that's something that's gonna come like the longer that you're here and the more that you're on the telephones, especially for you new guys, you're not gonna have any convictions, right? You're gonna be walking in the forest like Bambi in the beginning, but it's mainly for like the guys that are more seasoned. And it's something that you just like, when you get people in and they're in front of you, having that conviction, having that believability, because that's what it all comes down to. Like all of these people, they're like sick of speaking to salespeople. And like, oh yeah, it's 30 keywords and all the bullshit. You kind of just want to cut all of that out and just have that conviction, be believable, carry that into the call. But the place that starts is role playing before you even jump on that second call. For all you guys that have got paperwork out there, it cannot be like the first punch in the face when you're on that call handling objections. You need to have sparred many, many times and heard that objection 1,000 times. Because like this is where you blow deals. You blow deals in the end zone. One thing that you say that loses trust or that they start to see a little bit of chink in your confidence, that's it. the deal is done. You are wrapped up, they've zipped up the body bag and sent you to the morgue. It's no coming back for that, right? So that's why you don't just go, oh, this guy's a second callback or a third callback. Let me just jump on the phone and see how I go. Let me wing it. No. You need to know he's gonna hit you with a second, third, fourth objection. And if you don't already have an answer that you're sold on and you have conviction around, he's gonna have the most conviction on that call, and he's gonna sell you why it's not a good time for him to do this, or why it doesn't make sense to go ahead with that price point. Right? That just all comes down to rehearsing it and going through it and really just living in that second call. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you click the like button and subscribe. We're dropping a video on YouTube every other day. And if you've got any questions about any of the content that I covered in this video, just basically leave a comment with hashtag HeySabri in the comment section. And every week we're also trying to go through all those questions and get them answered. So go ahead, click subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.